In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to integrate and use the SmarterMail email marketing app on your Shopify store. So if you're finding it tricky to grow your email list, automate your emails, or personalize campaigns without digging deep into tech, this app makes it very fast and simple. So first, let me give you just a little bit of background about this app. So SmarterMail is a Shopify native email and SMS marketing platform packed with automation and personalization tools that help you turn traffic into local buyers. So you'll get pre-built campaigns like welcome emails, abandoned cart reminders, product recommendations, win-back messages, and more, all built using a drag and drop flow builder. You can also create beautiful emails very quickly using templates that actually match your Shopify's theme, so there's no design skills needed. In terms of segmentation and targeting, they'll have group subscribers based on behaviors like purchase history, engagement, and location, all sync segments to Facebook ads for better targeting. You can add customizable pop-ups and forms to grow your email list directly from your store. You can track opens, clicks, sales generated per email, A/B test campaigns, and plus you'll have access to chat and email support as well. And with the free plan, you can actually send up to 1,000 emails per month to 200 active subscribers, including automation features and templates. So in short, this app really gives small to mid-sized Shopify stores powerful marketing automation and personalization without the overwhelming complexity of coding or needing a web developer. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, as always, is install this app into our Shopify. So I'm going to head up to this top search bar right here. You'll click on apps, and I'm going to search these right here. All right, this is the icon that you're looking for. When you go ahead and click that, you're going to be brought to this page here. So now we're in Shopify's App Store on the apps installation page. So down here, you're going to be able to see all of those features I was just talking about, as well as their pricing plan. You can see that they do have this free plan that I'll be using for this tutorial. And down here, you'll be able to check out their ratings as well. So for me, it says open because I already have this installed in my Shopify. For you, it's going to say install. So go ahead and actually install that app there. All right, so once you've actually downloaded the app, it's going to redirect you onto this website page. So it's going to ask me what my goal is here. And for example, let's just say newsletters are my goal. And I'll just click next. We can send out our first newsletter here. And they give you a lot of different templates. So for example, let's just do maybe a Merry Christmas newsletter here. Click next. Now we can see in this tab up here that they've actually already created a brand kit for us using a pre-styled design here. So of course, we're going to be able to go back into that brand kit and change the pre-styled design, change maybe the colors if they didn't get them quite right or something like that. If you want to add your brand colors, you can do that there, and I'll show you how to do that here pretty soon. All right, perfect. So it's already saying, let's send your first newsletter here. We can change the subject line as well. And if we're just scrolling down, it'll give us a little preview. These are just random products from my store that it's showing here. And if we go in, we can actually go to edit this newsletter. Now, if you have certain subscribers lists, this is where you can choose which list you want to send to. You can choose whether or not to have that preview text. Of course, you can change everything there. You can apply our brand kit. You can change or replace this image here as well. And I'm also assuming there's supposed to be a preview over here, but it's not giving me anything. You can add a link into that newsletter. Oh, the preview is down here. Okay. I'm glad that we have at least a preview to look at. Now, if we want to, we can also just click any of these things and edit it from right there, which I think is really nice and easy. We can also just eliminate certain products. We can change the layout down here. So if we want 2 columns, 3 columns of products to show them in the newsletter. And then you can also add a whole different section down here. So if you wanted to add more text, you can do that. If you wanted to highlight a certain product, you can. And for example, we can just add this little smart products, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, it already shows a couple different options up here. So, but just to show you that you can add these different blocks pretty easily here. And then it's actually going to show me, we can edit these recommended products. Maybe you want new arrivals, slow moving products. So maybe you want to highlight some products that aren't really selling too much on your store, or best sellers. Now here you can actually send a test, which I definitely would, just to make sure that it looks all right. But here is where we can actually click that preview button. Perfect. All right. So this is what it's going to look like on a desktop. And then they also have this mobile option. So you're able to see what it looks like on mobile as well. Now, if all of this looks good to you, you can schedule and send it right from here, or you can just click save and exit, which is what I'm doing here. All right. So that took us directly into the actual app now. So I'm going to go down all of these different kind of tabs here, but first going into our home, we've got a couple things that we need to do here, right? So we have to add our logo and brand colors, which will be the brand kit that we can apply to our newsletters and all of that kind of thing there. We'll be able to abandon or enable our abandoned cart series, a welcome email series, and down here you'll be able to see some metrics and analytics. So you'll be able to see some sales overviews from different campaigns or newsletters, automations, that kind of thing, as well as engagement overview. So emails sent, profiles contacted, you'll have the click rate, the open rate, as well as those conversion rates. So again, just super helpful to see if any of these newsletters or any of these types of pop-ups are actually doing anything. So really helpful to have that there on your dashboard. And going down more, you'll also see your recent campaigns, and we'll get that started here pretty soon. So you can see that brand kit from earlier. I'm actually going to create a new brand kit. You're just going to give it a name, and we'll go to the composer here. So here you're going to be able to actually choose your font. So here we can choose the background color, and I'm just going to maybe add some different colors here. We can add a logo here for our header. So I'm going to do that really quick. All right, so I've added a logo in the header. And actually you can put a link here if you'd like to. I didn't, but this is what the logo looks like there. And you're going to also have to change the background color to match the rest. So I'm just going to copy this and go back to the header here. I'll paste this number. Great. Now we can see that's updating as we go. You can also provide a background image, so something that would show up here if you'd like to. I'm not going to do that. So in header links is where you can add some extra links that will show up right here. Again, here you're able to choose that font and background color. I'm actually just going to turn this off. I don't think it needs to be there necessarily. And then if you know anything about coding as well, you can also customize an HTML header. Now for the body here, you can obviously change the background color, the page background, or if you want, you can add an image to that. You'll have the button formatting right here as well. So when you scroll down, for example, this buy now button, the subscribe button, these things can be changed right here. Of course, you can also edit the text formatting as well as the footer down here. So again, you can just, let's say, paste that background color again. You can also change the footer text, the background color of that footer, right? You can upload an image here if you want to. You can change that text, like I said. So scrolling down here to show you, they're talking about this text right here. All right, and once you've gone through all of that different kind of information with the header, the body, and the footer, all of that customization, you're just going to click Save and Exit. Okay, so now we have two different brand kits here. Obviously, I didn't go in and customize everything about it. I just wanted to show you what was able to be customized in those brand kits. All right, so now that we've done that, we can enable our abandoned cart series. So I'm going to click Get Started here. So right now it's showing us the abandoned cart automation flow. So you can see here when someone abandons their cart. So this pulled up the entire flow for me, the abandoned cart series flow. So you can see the flow here on the right side and the preview on the left side. Now, if you want to, you can actually go in and edit the automations here. All right, so when someone abandons their cart, they're going to be sent this email. They gave a time delay for a day to be sent a second email. Then there's another time delay for 2 days and they get a third email. Now, of course, if you want to, you can just delete the third email. Maybe you only want to send them one email to say, hi, you abandoned your cart. You might want to come back and purchase, right? Of course, you can also edit these time delays. So how long, for example, if we want to do every 3 days, we want to wait 3 days before they send that second email. We can do that right here just by clicking on it. Now we're going to actually edit this email here pretty soon, but I wanted to show you that you can actually, go in and edit this, the actual flow, the actual automation. And if you want to, of course, you can always add an action, for example, an email or an SMS message, the timing, maybe you want to add a conditional split here. It's really totally up to you, but that's what I really like about this app specifically is that you can just go into the automation and really easily kind of just add, edit, and go over all these things. So if we just click this Save and Exit button, I'm going to go back. In this preview, you're able to see the first email, the second email here, and the third email as well. So if we'd like to enable this automation, you just click Enable Automation, and it's giving me this little notification here that my store needs to be approved, but that is how you enable it onto your store. They also do offer a welcome series email that we can set up here by just clicking that Get Started button again. So again, we're able to check out this automation and review it, edit it if we want to. Unfortunately, this page for some reason is not allowing me to move around, so I'm not able to actually enable that automation. But it will at least show us what this automation does. So when someone joins the subscribers list, they put a conditional split here. If they did place an order, they'll have a welcome email with no offer. If they don't place an order, there will be a welcome offer here. They do have another time delay and another conditional split. If they did purchase an order, then they won't be in the flow anymore. If they don't purchase an order, then they'll have another email here. And again, I would love to show you the preview, but this looks like it is a glitch on their website for some reason that I'm not able to see this entire automation flow. I also am unable to click out of this. So I'm actually just gonna go back here. All right, and then in order to automate this whole process, we can set up our actual automation. All right, now if we go into our newsletter tab, here we can see our Merry Christmas draft that we made as soon as we made our account. So let's head back into here. In this newsletters tab here, you can see our draft from earlier, the Merry Christmas draft. And of course, if you want to, you can add a newsletter here. And if you want to edit it, you can just click in here to edit it. And also you're gonna activate it by going in here and clicking that schedule and send button. Now here in the automation tab, you're gonna see all of the email automations down here along with their data up here. So email orders, email sales, profiles, email sent and contacted. You have the open rate, click rate, and conversion rate right here for you to see. And you'll also be able to see the revenue based on, these different automations here, which, I think that's just really easy to be able to see, which ones are working, which ones aren't. And of course, here you can also just edit or delete these. You can view stats for a very specific automation as well, which I think is great. And in order to turn this on, you're just going to click this turn on button here. And my store still needs to be approved, so that's why it's giving me that little notification there. But it is pretty easy to set up, and you'll also be able to see all of your live automations here as well as the drafts. And these are not automations that I've made. This is actually just their default, all of these different ones. Real important ones I would definitely recommend at least having on your store would be this abandoned cart series and the welcome series as well. I think a post-purchase thank you and review request is also really nice, and it's a really great way to get, more reviews on your store, right? So now if you'd like to, we can also just create a new automated flow. So I'm going to put in name here and you can start from scratch, but look at all of these different templates that they give you here. Now, if you do want to start from scratch, you can. And I just want to show you all the things that, you can do here. So all of these trigger settings when someone joins a list or a certain segment, places an order, signs up to the back-end stock, when someone abandons their cart, or when someone browses but doesn't purchase. So for example, we can put that trigger in here. So we'll just say when someone abandons the browse, and maybe we want to send them an email. Maybe we want to wait a little bit before we send them that email. Maybe we want to send them an email and a text. All of that kind of thing you can do from right here. All right, now let's go into the recommendations tab here. All right, so their recommendation engine is going to send each of your customers the product that they're most likely to buy based on their past purchases, browsing behavior, and email clicks, which is so crazy. I love this feature. So every product will get an individual score that's actually linked to each individual subscriber on your list based on these personalization rules. And these emails are just going to go out automatically for you, and you just click that on. Now, of course, you can also add new product recommendations and check out your recent recommendation campaigns, and you'll have all of those analytics right here. Now, when we go into this profiles tab here on the profile lists, here's where you can see your subscribers on both email and SMS. And up here, you can actually export or import these different subscriber lists. Now, down here in Smart Segments, this is really, really helpful. So Smart Segments is awesome because customers are automatically placed in these different categories based on their behavior, right? So recent purchasers, unengaged subscribers, loyal customers, and at-risk customers. This is super, super awesome and very easy to use. And then, of course, you'll also have your inactive Smart Segments here. And if you'd like to, you can always add a new Smart Segment. And you can see here this auto update is on. So anytime you have a new subscriber, it's going to automatically put them in these categories for you. You don't have to actually do anything. All right, so down in this templates tab here, this is where you can create new campaigns for your customers. So if we're just scrolling down, you can see that Merry Christmas one there. We got 4th of July ones, back to school, all of that kind of thing here. And then, of course, if you want to, you can create a new template and you'll see your list of your templates here as well. All right, let's go to the pop-up tab here. So this is where you can put a pop-up on your website. So if I click on that pop-up, this is what this looks like. So for example, this one here says if you join the email list, you get 10% off your next purchase. So here you obviously have a lot of customization, a lot of the same customization from when we were making those campaigns as well. So you can change this background color, put your brand colors in here, all of that kind of thing. And if you want to enable it, you just click enable. All right, so that looks like it's enabled here. I'm going to click save and exit. Okay, we can see that on, and I really like this too. You can see the impressions, the sign up rate as well. Really, really helpful to see if this pop up even works, right? Of course, if you want to, you can just add a new pop up. And they've got a couple different templates we can choose from, right? Email and SMS signups, back in stock signups, more templates for email and SMS signups as well. All right, so I'm just going to enable this, and I'm going to disable the other one that I just made. So I'm going to save and exit out of here. And I'm just going to turn that off for now. So we only get one pop-up on our store. So let's see if this pop-up actually works. I'm going to go to my Shopify, and we're going to go to online store here. All right, when we click customize, we're going to be brought into the Shopify store's editor. All I want to do here is just make sure that the embed or the app is on. So if I turn this off, this pop-up is not going to happen. But when I turn the app on, that pop-up should be able to come up for our customers. So I'm just going to save that. All right, and once that loads, I'm going to exit out of here. And now I'm going to click View My Online Store to see if this pop-up is actually working. All right, and there it is. So it's asking for our email. All right, so perfect, it works. It's asking for an email. We can click subscribe button there. So that is literally how easy it is to just put this right on your Shopify store. Super, super quick. All right, so coming down here into the Analytics tab, you can see all of your data from maybe the last week, the last month. You filter that. You'll see the best 5 performing subject lines, subscriber growth, work versus a personal email, the types of devices and those engagement numbers as well, engagement per day. And down here, the top 5 performing automations, which again, super, super helpful to just have that right there for you. All right, go down to your products feed tab. So here in this tab, you can actually create feeds for up to 250 products to be used in your product recommendation emails. So SmarterMail will actually select personalized recommendations for that customer based on their behavior. So again, like this is so cool, super useful. And if I just click on bestsellers, here you can also exclude things. Maybe if there's only a couple of units, you want to exclude those. You can also add a collection if you want to suggest a collection instead. I'm just going to click save and exit there. And lastly, we are down back to our brand kit, which of course, again, you can go back in and edit, customize these however you would like to. So that is SmarterMail, a smart and user-friendly email marketing solution built for Shopify with automation flows, tailored emails, pop-ups, and analytics all in one place. If you need help setting this up strategically, like designing those flows, optimizing templates, or segmenting your list for better results, our developers can guide you through it step by step. Feel free to book a Zoom call with us via the Calendly link there in description below.